everybody had cigarettes on them, you know.
So you picked up smoking in the Army?
No, I tried. I'm gonna say maybe a month and a half. I tried smoking, which I never had done in my life, and just because of all the hectic stuff going on all the time, you know, and it's like, well, I'll smoke, you know, maybe it'll relax me, you know. So, but anyway, I had a real bad experience where I got up one time, go to the head, and I felt like I was going to throw up, and I went in there, and this great big green gob come up full of blood, and that was it for me. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore, so I never smoked again after that.
And
Other than marijuana, and we smoked marijuana darn near every day. I mean, that's what you did.
Oh, that was...
Yeah, oh yeah, marijuana was just everywhere. Yeah.
And the captains didn't look down
No,
on
no,
it?
you didn't want to do it. You had to do everything, you know, on the sly. But they knew you were doing it, you know, as long as it didn't get out of hand, you know. But if you got caught, you know, you'd probably gotten a captain's mast, you know, got written up or busted, you know.
So would you just have it in a joint?
Yeah, most of the time they were joints, or you get these guys that we'd carry all these Army and Special Forces guys, and everybody that came aboard, they always had bags, you know, marijuana and stuff on them, and
Somehow get papers?
yeah, you just, oh yeah, they have papers. You could just, you know, they'd want to trade for, you know, say Coke or beer or whatever you had, you know.
Coke soda or cocaine?
Coke, no Coke, sodas.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, we did that a few times. So yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Did it ever impact your duty?
No, not really. I never did any of that smoking when I was on duty, you know.
Okay.
This time I'd be off duty.
Oh, so no one would be on their gun smoking a joint?
No, I never seen that. That would be foolish,
Yeah.
you know, to do that. If guys probably did it, but I never seen anybody do it. I never would.
Did you smoke marijuana in high school?
Nope.
So
Never
the first-
even knew what marijuana was till I got to Vietnam.
And then you got high and you thought, this is alright.
Yeah, it took all your stress away for a while, you know, and you didn't have a hangover or nothing. We had, if we weren't in the combat area on Sundays, they'd have a beer call, and you could get 3 beers, and that's all you were allowed. Yeah, but guys would trade. There's guys that didn't drink beer, you know, so you could trade and get a pretty good buzz going, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering about the culture on the ship. With 100 guys, you said there was 100 guys?
Yeah, over
Maybe
100
more?
guys. Yep.
And was it diverse or was it mainly white dudes?
Oh, we had every color on there. We had lots of blacks, lots of Mexicans, lots of Filipinos that were actually in the U.S. Navy. They were like, they worked in the galleys and for the captain and stuff like that, you know.
Native Americans?
Yeah, we had some Native Americans on there, yeah.
And would they all kind of group up in their own
Oh, yeah.
color?
Yep.
So the blacks would hang out? And...
Oh, yeah. The blacks were probably the worst. Most of them, but I had 2 of my best friends were color guys, really nice guys, and yeah, they were. But when they get all together, it was a different deal, you know. So.
Why? What was the difference?
Well, they had their own thing, you know, and.
So when you say they're the worst, you mean they were like the most segregated? They'd be
Yeah.
the tightest?
Yep, when they'd get together, then it would be, you know, if you were a white guy and tried to get in amongst them, it usually didn't happen. It's like, get out of here, whitey, you know, or they'd give you a bunch of foul language, you know, and stuff, you know, so, yeah. But most of them were really good.
Yeah.
I had no problem with them, you know.
Yeah, I've often thought like there's 2 great equalizers in the U.S. Military and sports.
Yep,
When you really don't care about race.
yep.
Because you're really all on the same team. You're all rooting for the same cause.
Yeah, you, in Vietnam, you know, you could be one day have a colored guy next to you, the next day could be a Mexican guy or a Filipino or a South Vietnamese, you know. You didn't know. So, yeah, if you were a real prejudiced person, you weren't going to last too long, you know. So I was never like that, I'm proud to say, so.
There wasn't a lot of room for racism, was there?
No, not really.
You
Nope.
couldn't afford to be racist.
Nope. No,
Did you run into racist guys, though?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I run into more problems if we were on R&R. Sometimes we'd go into the wrong bar,
Okay.
and it would be predominantly colored bar, and so you go in there and it's like right away, what are you doing in here, Whitey? So it was like, we're gone.
Mm.
Turn around and leave. Yeah.
Was the draft instituted in the 60s?
Yeah. Yep.
So a lot of these guys they're not of their own will.
No, most of the guys that were in there were drafted,
Yeah, were some of them just pissed to be there?
Oh yeah, a lot of them didn't agree with what was going on, and there was a lot of belly aching, about the circumstances, and rightfully so.
So would the captains ever say, like, look, I know not all of you guys are happy, but darn it, it's our duty and we're going to do this?
Exactly, yep. Oh yeah, we used to get them pep talks all the time,
Was there ever any dissension about, or even skirmishes or fights amongst the crew members?
Oh yeah, that happened every now and then, and the deal was you'd go down to the bottom. This was all done on the sly, but you'd go down and if you had a beef with somebody, you'd say, all right, I'll meet you down the tank deck, and you go down there and duke it out. That happened lots.
What were the main reasons for that?
Yeah, and it could be anything. Guys working together didn't like each other, or guys said something bad about a guy, or whatever. They, and I think the officers, well, I know they did because I talked to them at our reunions, and they, we had that time these two guys went down. Oh yeah, we know all about that. We just stayed away, let you guys figure it out, So.
Was the dissension usually something like every day? Like it had nothing to do with, say, religious differences or political differences or racial differences? It was more like you just said something bad about me, or you stole some of my cigarettes.
Pissed the guy off, or you said something like you didn't like the way he did stuff when he was on duty or whatever, and I got back to him, so then there'd be confrontations, and so down the mess deck, or the tank deck they'd go,
Yeah.
Duke it out.
So there was some gossip. There was.
Oh yeah, it's normal deal, I mean, it's just human nature. Everybody, it all comes to a peak at a time, so what are you gonna do?
Did you see like problems happen even when you were on duty, but someone had too much to drink on the ship? And so there'd be drunkenness and sickness and fighting because of that?
You had, when you got, go on Liberty, so you get to go ashore, go to bars for, like if you were in Guam or Philippines or Hong Kong or Okinawa or something like that, you got a day's liberty or whatever, so you got to go over there, and of course everybody usually got drunk,
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them come back and they were pretty tough shape, so.
Yeah. I mean, like when you were in your boat, like would there ever be...
No.
So they didn't give out any alcohol?
No.
When you were on your boat?
Nope, you only got the beer ration on Sunday mornings, and it had to be in a non-combat area thing.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So guys were usually had their head on straight in the
Oh
boat.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, if you got caught, drinking or during regular working hours or smoking weed or whatever, doing drugs, they, if you got caught, you got busted big time. So.
But there was weed being smoked on the ship.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't they smell it if you were in your dorm?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
That's pretty potent.
Most of the guys would sneak down the tank deck because it was wide open. They had these ventilation deals going, so it wouldn't be, so bad.
Mm.
Yeah. Everybody had their little cubby holes. They'd go up and hide in a gun mount or something there out in the open and smoke their weed, or whatever. And yeah, that was a common occurrence. They found ways to do it.
If you were just in sort of a downtime, so there was no gunfire, would guys just play cards or dominoes or?
Yep, all that stuff. You always had card games going. A lot of the colored guys, especially, always played dominoes. Games. Smear was a big one, and
what's that?
Card game, Smear.
Okay.
Or cribbage, canasta, all card games.
For money or just for fun?
Oh yeah, most guys played for
the military notes.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was going on all the time. Yeah, they had movies on there. We'd have movies just about every night. you know, but they most of the time would be something you'd seen 10 times already. But, you know, it was something to do.
Did you have your own room? Or you
No,
had
everybody was in, you had like, let's see if I think it was, let's say, it was 12 bunks, I think, in a
Okay.
compartment.
Okay.
And then your compartments were all sealed off with watertight doors, so when you were off duty, you were in that compartment. And if you got up to go to the head, the bathroom, then you'd go out and you'd have to dog the doors behind you. That was in case you got attacked and water came in, that compartment wouldn't get flooded, or, you know.
And that was to keep the boat afloat?
Yep.
Was there an on-boat chaplain?
We had a guy that they kind of called a chaplain, you know, but he wasn't a rated priest or minister or anything like that. We had one corpsman on board.
What?
A corpsman. He was like the doctor of the boat.
Oh.
He was just a corpsman. He wasn't a trained doctor, you know. He went to, you know, corpsman school and all that stuff, but yeah.
And then was there a cook?
Yep, there was cooks. I actually did that for a little while, and then,
You did that?
yep, you know, I had, well, they call it mess duty. When I had the broken toe, they put me in there because they figured I could do the mess duty deal. Basically scrubbing up the big pots and all the trays and all that stuff, you know. But yeah, everybody had to do a little of the old mess duty, you know.
Was the food good enough?
Oh, food was great.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had great cooks on there.
Eggs and
Yeah.
potatoes
Oh,
and
and everything.
that kind of thing?
You get steak every now and then, and they'd have a lot of stuff, you know, like the shit on the shingle, they called it, you know, chip beef and a
Okay.
cream sauce on bread,
Okay.
and stuff like that, you know. That was pretty common. Chili, you know. They know we had good breakfast, good food.
Did you stay out of trouble like with fights and stuff, or did you ever
No,
get into a
I
fight?
got in a few of my own deals there. I only had to do one captain's mast, and I didn't get busted, but I got extra duty. Me and this other guy that was actually in Japan. We were coming back and stayed too late, and we got on a military bus that picked you up, took you back down to the piers from the downtown area, and me and this other guy I run into, he's actually from Bemidji. I went to high school with him, and we run into each other in a bar in Yokosuka, Japan. But anyway, we got together, and then we decided to carry it on, so we got this bottle of Japanese sake, and we were drinking that on the bus, and they stopped at a stop, and the MPs came on. Well, they caught us with the sake, so I ended up having to go to the captain's mast, and I got, I don't know, a couple days of extra duty for that. You know, that was probably about the worst thing I ever did.
Did you ever get into a fist fight with anyone?
Oh yeah, I got in fights a couple times. Yeah, I did one or two down there in the tank deck.
What about?
You know, somebody just being a smart ass or whatever, you know, like, yeah, I'll see you on the tank deck there, you know.
Were you did you get into fist fights in high school? Were you a scrapper?
Oh yeah, I was a scrapper in my day.
So that was fine by you. If you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
go down there and get into a little
Oh, yeah.
fisticuff,
Yep.
let's do it.
Yep, we did it.
How did they turn out?
I come out smelling like a rose both times.
Oh,
Yeah.
good boxer, huh?
Well, I was a wrestler in high school, you know, so I had I knew how to take guys down if they were, you know, quicker and better puncher or whatever. I did swoop in, take them down. Yeah.
Do you remember what it was about?
No.
You don't.
Somebody just being smart ass saying something that you didn't like. So I was like, oh, all right, I'll see you down there. Okay.
That's just part of the life, part of the
Oh,
culture.
yeah, you had to relieve tension, you know. It's
What about sexual tension?
well, we got to go when we got these R&R deals, you know. That was when you got over and got to find the gals, you know. And every place you went, there was bars just everywhere and full of girls. You know.
They were there to make money.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
In any port,
Just
in
there.
any country.
Yep.
So when you went to like Okinawa or Hong Kong, and you,
Oh, yeah, that
you
was-
went to these places where there were bars and women and stuff.
Everywhere. One of my girlfriends in Japan, There's another one there. That was in Taiwan. No, that was in Hong Kong there.
So yeah, it was just a normal part of it too. So just like marijuana was something new to you,
Yep.
was that new to you too?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd never been with a woman for sale, say, till they got service,
Was that a strange experience for you?
No, it was actually pretty enlightening. I enjoyed it. It was different culture and everything. You'd get with the Japanese girls or the Chinese gals, and it was different. They were different. Beautiful.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah, beautiful girls.
Were you worried about getting an STD or something?
Oh yeah, everybody got a little dose of the stuff. Yeah. You got that when you were on leave, and then if the corpsman turned you in, which he had to, then you automatically got 2 weeks restricted to the boat where you couldn't go.
Why, was it against the rules to?
Well, yeah, the girls were supposed to have papers that said that they were clean, but they'd forge them.
So why were you in trouble?
You were supposed to be more careful, or
You screwed up.
Yeah, or use your brain, not your little brain.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so they want you to stay celibate? Is that the thing?
No, they just wanted you to use. They'd give you rubbers. Every
Yeah.
time you would go hit the port, and you're going ashore, there'd be a big box of rubbers right there as you left, and you were supposed to take them. If you didn't, and then you ended up getting
Oh.
the disease,
What if you said, but I used one and I got it
it
anyway?
didn't matter.
If you caught a disease, you were going to get punished.
You were going to get 2 weeks restriction.
Well, why did you tell the corpsman that you had it?
Because you couldn't stand it. You'd get the what we called the drips,
Yeah.
and it was pretty irritating.
Uh,
And you could, if you let it go, it got worse. So some guys did let it go, and they got really bad, and then they really got in trouble. So,
because they were out of commission for a while.
Oh, yeah.
And that put the ship in jeopardy.
yep. So no, it was just part of the life,
Yeah. Would you ever find the same woman?
Yeah, we'd a lot of times, like we go to the Philippines, and then we'd go back to Vietnam, and then maybe come back to the Philippines, a couple months after that. And if I had a really nice gal, I'd go back to the same place to try and find her. You didn't always find the same one, but a lot of times you did.
Would you go to the brothel, or would they just come out to the bars to meet you guys?
No, you just go in the bars, and they were in there. I mean, you would go in there, and there'd be 20 tables, but most of the tables have 2 or 3 girls sitting on them, or there'd be a big bar or chairs alongside the wall, and it would be full of girls, so you could just kind of go do your pick.
You didn't have a sweetheart back home?
Off and on. Yeah, I had one when I left, and then she moved to Michigan, we broke up, and then when I came home and leave, I got together with one of my older girlfriends for a while, and then went back, and then she got married while I was gone, so. Yeah.
Would you stay in touch, just handwritten letter?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got lots of letters all the time from.
So you got a Dear John letter?
Basically, yeah.
Would having a sweetheart back home affect your activity on shore with the ladies?
Yeah, you'd be. You got Dear John letter, which lots of us got them.
Right.
You'd be depressed for quite a while. It was a hard thing. Because you didn't like where you were at.
Yeah.
Too far from home, you couldn't do nothing, and and then you get something like this, and then it made going to the bars where the girls were a lot easier. Yeah, you didn't know if it was going to be your last time or whatever. So everybody did not everybody, but majority of the guys did.
Yeah. So, where's this?
That's in the Philippines, Subic Bay.
And what would a Filipino guy like that think of all the Filipino women going for the Americans?
He was probably their pimp. So he was getting a percentage, so they were real friendly.
Had you been with a woman before you went to Vietnam?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you didn't go there as a virgin and then have your first time be with a
No.
Asian woman?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was first time with an Asian woman, but it wasn't my first time with a woman.
I bet for some guys it was.
Oh yeah, lots of them. Yep, lots of them were like nervous wrecks the first time they went. You could see that they'd never been with a girl before, you know, and these girls were out there. They were pretty free.
Yeah, and they were like showing a lot of cleavage.
Oh yeah, they showed you everything, whatever you wanted to see. If you want to check them out, they're like, oh, that'd be, 5 peso or 5 MPC. You get look, and okay, you know. So that was a common deal.
Did some guys like take it to the next level and like hire like 2 or 3 women at once and just have a party?
Oh yeah, I think that went on. I never did that, but I heard rumors of guys getting in group things. And
where would you go to and get to have sex?
well, if you had where the girls were in the bars, they always had a motel or a place in the back or wherever you could go.
Okay.
Basically, it'd just be a room with a cot or something in it, you know. And you go in there and what they call short times, short timer they call it. They just in there, wham bam, and goodbye.
So you didn't like fall asleep in each other's arms.
Oh no.
It was not a romantic endeavor.
Nope. Some of them guys, probably the guys like you said that hadn't been with a girl before, they got the first one and they were in love, you know. And them girls just milked them big time.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they'd peel out their whole payday, you know, to them. And payday wasn't big back in those days. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't that much.
So you knew some guys walking around the ship.
Oh yeah, they were like they wanted to go on Liberty, but they didn't have no money, so they were like borrowing, trying to sell you their watch or, all kinds of stuff they'd try and get you to buy so they could get some money and go on the beach again, you know.
Would they ever try to talk to women and say, "Come on, I don't have any money, but
come
on," and then they were like,
girls,
"Sorry,
yeah,
no money, no honey."
Nope, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
If it did, I never knew of anybody, you know. So.
They were businesswomen.
Oh yeah, yeah. They were there for one purpose and one purpose only.
Would soldiers ever fight over the same girl?
Yeah. Oh yeah, jeez, that was all the time. That was the time you'd see 2 guys trying to get the same gal, and pretty soon fists were flying and they were rolling on the floor, and then all you had to do is say that the MPs were coming, or the shore patrol, and everybody'd bail out, because you didn't want to get in the brig, and go back to the boat with that hanging on you, so yeah.
Did none of the soldiers use condoms?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them didn't. Some were lucky they didn't get anything, but a lot of them did. Usually you'd go in there and you'd get really tipsy, and then you might use it starting out and then say, oh, to hell with this, and then...
Well, a lot of women must have gotten pregnant.
I'm sure they did. I never heard of anybody getting pregnant, but I'm sure it happened.
Was there, when guys were on the ship, was there ever any homosexuality?
Never seen it, no.
Never heard of it?
No. Nope, we had certain guys that, how would I put this, they didn't go with the rest of the guys, when you went to Liberty and stuff, they'd go off on their own, and you never seen them in the bars or with girls. Everybody's like, he's a homo, keep him away from me, that type of deal. I'm like, whatever, each their own, didn't bother me. So.
Did some guys have wives back home, and so they were faithful?
Oh yeah, lots of guys did. Well, there was a couple guys that had wives that I never ever seen them in the bar with the girl. They'd go to the bar, but never have a girl with them, just go drink,
So they would stay faithful,
yeah.
it appeared.
Oh yeah. There's lots of them like that.
And there were probably a few religious guys that looked down on it.
Oh yeah, we had lots of religious guys. You never, when you're around certain guys, you had to really watch your tongue, because Navy guys were real bad with the language,
Yeah, you might describe a woman graphically.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
It was, yeah.
When a guy lost his virginity, did he come back to the ship and everyone congratulated him?
Most of the time the guys didn't want you to know that they were virgin, but we knew they were, so when they came back you could see the difference in them, real fast.
Oh.
It's like, oh yeah, old Harry, he got lucky.
How could you tell?
Well, they were just their attitude, they were all cheerful and bouncing around and talking about the girl, and I can't wait to get over there again, so before that they never said nothing, so you knew. Yeah, it's pretty easy to read actually, A lot of guys might have been with girls before, but they never had sex with them, at home, so they get to these places and they find they got sex, and it's like, holy buckets, this is really something. Should have did this before. There's a lot of them like that.
Hi, I'm Brandon Frittig of the Periphery. Thanks for enjoying part 3 of my interview with Vietnam combat vet Tom. Click here for part 4, Going Home. But first, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying these videos. And if you'd like to help support, or just learn about future projects of mine, go to my Patreon page here. Thanks again.